Michigan Magazine is kept on the road by our many Michigan friends. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Experience the beauty, artistry, and taste of Northern Michigan. Come to Amish Country Natural Products on Mount Tom Road, north of Mile, just off M33. From arts and crafts to fresh foods and vegetables, all natural, all local, all good. Stop by and get acquainted with Amish Country Natural Products, 1454 North Mount Tom Road, Mile. Hale Hardware, your do-it center in Hale, Michigan. Much more than a regular hardware store, providing everything you need for whatever your project is, along with a knowledgeable sales staff to get her done. Serving Northern Michigan since 1946. Hale Hardware, south of M65 at Ainsley in Hale. This week on Michigan Magazine, we learned what it was like growing up the daughter of a lighthouse keeper on the Great Lakes. We reminisce about the enchanted life of Anna Hoag, daughter of the Passage Island Lighthouse keeper in the mid-1900s. Then a Michigan Magazine classic, a visit with ornament designer Curtis Posniak at Bronners Christmas Wonderland, where he shares with us more classics by Curtis. It's coming up on Michigan Magazine. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, what began as a crazy idea among 9 police officers to purchase the historic Clare City Bakery quickly became an international phenomenon, carrying on a Michigan tradition with delicious donuts, pies, pastries, breads, original coffee, and more. Plus a full menu at the new adjacent traffic stop diner. Downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. The Michigan-made rebounding mailbox pole. Never again worry about the winter snowplow taking out your mailbox with this ingenious rebounding pole. Your mailbox takes a hit and keeps coming back year after year. Call now or visit their website, toughmailboxes.com.
Passage Island is a remote 300-acre rocky forest land sitting about 5 miles northeast of Isle Royale in Lake Superior. This island, approximately 1/2 mile by 2 miles of land, offers adventures, treasures, and a beautiful backdrop for memories. Those are the opening lines of the book called Childhood Memories of a Lighthouse Keeper's Daughter by Anna Hoag, who spent her childhood creating those memories as the daughter of Vern Bowen, lighthouse keeper in the mid-1900s. We had the opportunity to meet and visit with Annie at a recent Great Lakes Lighthouse Festival in Alpena, where she was more than happy to reminisce with us about those times she recalls with fondness. Along with us that day was the singer-songwriter Jennifer Mahan, who recently recorded a song dedicated to Annie and Passage Island. Annie and the entire Mahan family have formed a special bond with each other after sharing a return visit to Passage Island a few years back when Jennifer was still a very impressionable child, a trip that Annie had not made in 43 years when she herself was still a child of 10.
My first memory of Passage Island was way back as a child. I can't go much beyond that. We were on the light during the shipping seasons. This island is north of Isle Royale in Lake Superior. It's a very remote island. So our home was there in the wintertime when the Soo locks closed and the last ship got into port. Then they would take and with a tender, lighthouse tender, go around and pick up these keepers on these islands. And we went into Copper Harbor for the winter months. By that time, school had already started. When I got older for school, it had already started. So the government at that time had government correspondent courses that the folks taught us, plus math and reading and writing. And this, what I do with my memories is go back to some of this beautiful, enchanted way of life that they gave us, and a great deal of morals. When I got 10 years old, we moved from Passage Island Light, which Ann and John Mahan and their 2 young daughters took pictures, and what an honor. That was my first time back as we left when I was 10. When we left when I was 10 years old, Dad transferred to the new Presqu'île Light over here on Lake Huron, north of Alpena.
And you happen to have one of John and Ann Mahan's daughters with you, or sitting beside you?
Yes, I do.
And that's Jenny.
Jenny. And in the picture, when I went back, it was 43 years from the time I left as a child at 10 years old to go back to this island. And I was very fortunate to have Ann and John Mahan and their 2 young daughters with me at that time. And of course, a couple park rangers from Isle Royale. But then it was the time to turn over my island love to 2 small girls so I could be a little girl and play again. in the water, on the rocks, and show them. I may have been an older person, but I was a child when I was there with the child. I even forgot about my husband and the adults. I was too busy with the children being a child. He buried a box of toys on the island when I left. And I thought going back to get this box was important. It wasn't. It was going back to see the island and see the child and have children with me. But I didn't go in the water that much because this whole body got older, or Lake Superior got colder. Because as adults, we used to go in the water, and I had an old picture of the folks swimming. I think this island is very much of an enchanted island. Anna and John took beautiful pictures of this island to show people. Years ago, nobody seemed to know it was there in the 50s or 60s, or even acted like they cared. And I asked the Coast Guard about it. In the 50s, it was used as a detention center, a prison for Coast Guard boys that had drank or something. They'd put them on Passage Island, 5 at a time, and leave them there without a boat, hoping that they'd learn a little something. Well, the Coast Guard gentleman up to the Sioux said, "There's a young man I want you to meet, Ann." He was one of them that got 30 days on Passage and found it was beautiful. So he went and bought himself a camera and a lot of film, and had a few to drink, and went over to the commander's house and knocked on the door and got another 30 days, which he was telling us about the commander was, so that he could be on this enchanted island. And then it turned out years later, Ann and John, Jennifer, and Kristen were up there with me. And I've been fortunate to go back a few more times, which is great. The older I get, the little bit harder it is to walk on the rocks, a little bit harder it is to see some of it. But the beauty's still there.
How many years, and if I may interrupt you for a moment, how many years were you on the island?
Well, from the time I was very, very small, don't remember, till I was 10 years old, when we moved from that lighthouse to the new Presqu'île in Alpena. Going to an inland island meant school, meant cars, going to doctor. This is John Wagner's picture.
And John, we might make note that has taken a lot of wonderful aerial shots of all the Great Lakes lighthouses in the state, as far as I know, and continues to this day to be part of the Great Lakes Lighthouse Festival.
And the most wonderful gift I think I could ever have is all the wonderful people I've met that's preserving these. But it goes back, and I tell people that Jenny is my granddaughter, and of course her husband, and Ann and John are my children. Children by love,
yes.
Maybe not by love. And you know, now that I'm older and retired, I retired as a nurse, I talk to school children, 4th grade classes, because our governor wants the children to learn about our state of Michigan. And it's fun working with the 8, 9, 10-year-old children and tell them what it was like to live on this island. But I think they give me so much. These children do. I learn so much from you.
When you're passing it on, Annie.
Yeah, and you know,
give them quite a bit.
Rich history.
but you know, that's also, they say, well, pick up rock or paper and litter that's left around, whether you put it there or not, keep our environment clean, because this generation is going to take care of it, so that they have grandchildren, and they all laugh about, they don't think they're going to have grandchildren. Well, when my father told me up on Passage to take care of things and preserve it, keep the lakes clean, so that I could bring my grandchildren back, I never thought at 10 years old I would. But a few years ago, I did go back with my son, his wife, and my children, grandchildren. But I talked to the children in school. The teacher said, get this on tape. Well, I'm not a writer, and I'm not a lecturer. I'm not very good with my speech. But I said I would put it on tape, and they could do it, type it up and put it together, which they did.
As Annie reminisced with us that day, the picture she created through her mind's eye of the years she spent growing up on Passage Island were times of true joy and wonder. A spirit, she says, was captured in the lyrics of Jennifer Mahan's song dedicated to the Passage Island Light, a song she never tires of.
Out on Passage Island lived a girl who loved to swim. Now she's coming back again to her home island. Out on Passage Island dwelt her memory. memories come and go, and then they start to flow down her cheek. As the freighters roll and rumble and the fog is falling down, and the foghorn starts to sound out on Passage Island. Well, her body's aged, but her spirit shines like the beacon on her beloved isle. And the distance grows, but her spirit flies to the lake that swirls beyond that line.
What a tremendous resource we have in books such as this transcription of Annie's memories, especially in a time when a resurgence is being felt to preserve the beacons of the past we refer to as the Great Lakes Lighthouse. And what a wonderful opportunity we all have in the annual Great Lakes Lighthouse Festival, where everyone can meet and talk with those whose mission is to perpetuate and preserve the memories of our lighthouses.
Distance grows, but her spirit flies to the lake that swirls beyond that line.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, Annie, it's not every day you get to hear a song quite like that, is it?
No, and it's not every day you know you made a difference in a child's life. If you can only make a difference in a child's life, all the children's life, that's what it's all about.
Michigan Magazine is being brought to you in part by... There's adventures around every turn, and if you're looking for something for you and the entire family, be sure and visit the Cedar Valley Golf Course and the Wild Frontier Fun Park on Weaver Road in Cummins. Play 18 holes of world-class golf at the beautifully maintained golf course, Cedar Valley, tucked away amongst the hardwoods of northern Michigan, and at the same time, let others in the family enjoy themselves at the adjacent Wild Frontier Fun Park with carnival rides, a batting cage, bumper cars, and a 19-hole mini golf course. Check them out online. It's a northern Michigan destination. Santa's favorite stop, Rooftop Landing Reindeer Farm of Clare. Come see and pet real reindeer. Visit the gift shop, get your picture taken in Santa's sleigh. Fun for the whole family. 'Tis the season, open weekends, Rooftop Landing Reindeer Farm, Clare. Flu season, be prepared. Get your immunizations now at Rose City Drug, your one-stop pharmacy, home health care, and medical supply outlet, offering a variety of on-site immunizations. Walk-ins are of course welcome. Call now for more information. From the hands of a concert pianist comes more than music from the keyboard. Curtis Posniak, concert pianist of Bloomfield Hills, gives testimony to the fact that creativity at times cannot be contained to simply one interest or outlet. Curtis discovered and nurtured a new seed of interest planted years ago. That would bear the fruit of creative Christmas ornament design, beautiful renditions of the holiday and beyond. We first met with Curtis at his shop located just off of the lobby in the beautiful Ritz-Carlton in Dearborn about 5 years ago. We met up again in 2013 at Bronners Christmas Wonderland, one of the artist's major retail outlets. We needed to know what Curtis was up to. We know he's a man with never-ending ideas of creativity and that he was constantly adding to his ornament line called Classics by Curtis. When we sat down with Curtis in front of his display at Bronners, we were delighted at what we saw.
How did you know that you would be doing this? I mean, when did you finally realize that this is something that you wanted to do? When did this...
The ornament business?
The ornament business, yeah.
Well, actually, as I said, I had a music festival,
Right.
which was the Michigan Bach Festival at the time, and I met an ornament designer, and two friends of mine said, Curtis, being in music, you should do ornaments of musical themes. So it was that kind of kicked off that idea, and I learned a lot now, having been to Poland 17 times already, and understand this whole process now, and so it's become very creative for me as well, and I love what I do now, and now I truly understand this industry, and so the more I understand it, the more creative I've gotten, and it's becoming to be a real fun thing to do.
Now, you've got some fairly unusual ornaments here, I see. You've
Yes,
got
we do.
eggs, fried eggs, and what is that, toast and sausage? Or
Poached
eggs?
or sunny side up eggs with toast and sausage and a little bit of cucumber there and some tomatoes and bacon.
Oh, it makes me hungry here. So this, what brought these ideas on?
Well, I do a lot with restaurants.
Oh,
And I
okay,
have
okay.
Several customers who are in the restaurant business, and companies that I've been working with to do different types of packaging. And so it gave me an idea, and it's something entirely different from a Santa, from a snowman, and you have people that are crazy about bacon. Well, what a great gift to give someone who loves bacon.
Yes, yes, yes.
Or someone who goes to a restaurant pretty routinely, and this is their standard breakfast that they have.
Really nice.
And the old-fashioned TV dinner. I mean, we all love the TV dinners.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful? And that's classic.
And this is something great. I mean, some people have a niche for making deviled eggs. And to go to a party and give the host or the hostess an ornament that's something that is their favorite thing to do. It's a novelty.
Yes, yes. And of course, the bees.
The honeybees, yes.
This is neat.
People that are very fascinated with honeybees and collect different types of honeybees. What a great gift to give.
Yeah.
Basically a lot of custom work.
Custom work, okay. But you've always got the old classics. I mean, something that people would expect to see on trees.
The Santa, and this was something that we added, the fur, which really attracted a lot of people to that. They actually loved that because of the fur, and it was something different from having glitter on it.
Beautiful. Now, this is a display that is at Bronners Christmas Wonderland. Now, how did you two happen to hook up? I mean, this is just a natural.
Well, let's see. I've been displaying here at Bronners since 1996.
Okay.
I remember the first lady who was the buyer. Her name was Doris Rita. And I had just recently started the business, and I was doing the composer ornaments, Bach, Mozart, and Chopin and Brahms. And I called her here at Bronners, and I said to her, you know, I would like to bring my ornaments in to see what you think of them. So I brought them all in, and I remember her words to me. She said, you know, you are from Michigan, and I want to help you. And so Bronners carried all my composer ornaments, and I was elated to be into Bronners. And then I immediately went home and told everyone that my ornaments are at Bronners. Over the years, you know, the business has changed. I did a lot with, as I said, with the composers, because I was a concert pianist and I had a lot of contacts with musicians, and so I got the ornaments of the musicians into several gift shops that were music-themed gift shops, you know. But then as the business started to grow and I began meeting different people and different customers, they wanted to know if I did other things. And then I started doing more custom pieces, more tailored to whatever they had asked, and then doing the line of Santas and snowmen, which attracted a bigger clientele. And so today I have an array of probably about close to 700 different type of ornaments.
Oh my goodness. I knew you do get into the religious realm.
I do a lot of religious ornaments, and we still have another shipment that's coming to Bronners, which is in transit from overseas here, and it's the new ornament of Pope Francis.
Oh my goodness.
And it's actually a very, very beautiful ornament. We had Blessed John Paul, and he did extremely well. And so I believe the ornaments of Pope Francis will be coming in, and Bronners will be carrying them.
Very nice, very nice. So what's the future of Classics by Curtis? I know you've got a very nice website going on. People can visit that. But, you know, you're at the Grand Hotel, you're at Bronners, but I would suggest that everybody just kind of stop by your website.
It's a website to kind of give you a thumb scale of the different types of ornaments that we do produce.
As we mentioned before, an artist never stops diversifying and experimenting. And with the case of Curtis, he's also designing a line of Michigan-themed magnets. We were delighted visiting with Curtis and thanked him for his presentation to Michigan Magazine of his latest Michigan-themed ornament, the Grand Hotel of Mackinac Island, one of our favorites. Classics by Curtis, spreading the uniqueness of Michigan and beyond, one ornament at a time. Rose Valley Winery on Beechwood Road in Rose City. See what thousands are raving about, creating a delicious variety of award-winning Michigan wines. Stop by and taste for yourself. The taste of Michigan is yours at Rose Valley Winery. Hingeman Acres Canoe Livery and Resort on M33 just north of Mayo, catering to the outdoor enthusiasts. Cabins, canoes, kayaks, rafts, and more. Daytime or overnight trips along the world-famous Asabo River. A family getaway for over 75 years. Thanks for joining us along Michigan's back roads. For more information on today's show, drop us a line at one of the addresses below. For a look at behind the scenes of our visits, visit www.michiganmagazinetv.webs.com or check out our Forbidden Michigan and Spirit of Michigan YouTube channels. Have a wonderful day and week. We'll see you here next week for another edition of Michigan Magazine. We'd like to thank all those that help keep Michigan Magazine on the road. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare. A winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Klassics Sales and Service on Mapes Road, west of Mile, your complete recreational vehicle sales and service connection. Visit their beautiful showroom of new and pre-owned ATVs, lawnmowers, power equipment, snowmobiles, utility vehicles, and more. Klassics Sales and Service is also the home of the American-made Victory motorcycle line on display at Klassics on Mapes Road, Mile.